Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing? I'm just in a little area near where I used to live. There's a place street called North Crescent, which is way over on the other side of these little buildings here. I did a video about that a little while ago. If you scroll down or just go from visiting my Toronto past and North Crescent, I think that's what it would you could search. But anyway, or just go to visiting my Toronto past and you'll find it. But this is just like a store we used to go to back then. It looks pretty much the same. The sign's different, obviously, but it's a little bit. It pretty much looks the same from the outside. Remember, there's a guy who used to work here, or his owner. I'm not sure. I remember his name was Jose. We used to always say, "No way, Jose." But just one funny little story. And then I'm going to do a quick little walk around. Is when I was two funny little stories, I guess. One time, I stole a chocolate bar from here when I was a kid, and then my dad made me take it home, or take it home, rather, bring it back to the store and tell the guy what I did. And he said I was really scared, and I brought it to the counter and I put it up on the counter real slow and told him what I did. And then the guy was nice and let me keep it, which my dad wasn't too happy about because why should I get rewarded for stealing? Which I guess makes sense. But the guy, I think he was just, kind of like, okay, you did the right thing here. You can keep it. Also, realistically, you'd probably have to throw it away anyway because he just who knows what I did with it, like from his perspective. But but yeah, that's just one funny little story. Another little story too is a friend of mine. His name was Donnie, and I haven't talked to him in forever, but occasionally I've talked to his sisters here and there on Facebook and stuff because we were neighbors. They lived pretty much more or less underneath us, like our apartment. Ours was above theirs, but on the opposite side of the building. But anyway, he gave me some money to buy something. I bought the wrong thing. It was a chocolate bar, and then I went to return it, and it was broken in half. So the guy wouldn't take it back. So it's like, okay, well, fine. So I'm riding around on my bike and I'm contemplating and I'm talking out loud because I'm a kid, and I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should just eat it and just tell him the guy took it and didn't give me the money, because I'm a kid. I would have thought that you know that could happen, which couldn't. But as a kid, I didn't know any better. And he's riding behind me, like 5 feet behind me or 10 feet behind me on his bike, and he can hear everything I'm saying to myself out loud. And I was literally going to go up. Lake Ontario is just, if you go that way, it's right over there, like 2 minute walk. And I was going to go sit by the lake and just eat it, but he was behind me, and he heard me. And then he wasn't mad. I think he thought it was funny because he was probably, I would have been about 6, and he would have been about 11 or 12. I think 12. He was older kid, but his parents were friends with my parents, and I was friends with his sisters who were closer to my age, or one of them was my age. But yeah. So anyway, that's just a couple funny little stories. And I think there's something else. I know that the guy Jose was the one who taught me the difference between a nickel and a quarter because I couldn't tell the difference at that age, even though they look very different. But in my 5, 6 year old mind, they look the same. But anyway, walk through. Hopefully, I'll get things on camera the way I want them. This guy looking at something on my screen. But yeah. But like I said, everything over here basically looks the same. All this is the same too. It's just I would say it's cleaned up a bit. It pretty much looks the same. It's been painted. I think probably the balconies a couple times because of rust. I'm gonna get out of the way. Car coming through. But yeah, all these buildings are essentially the same as they were. Same jackass staring at me before. But anyway, but you never seen a freaking cell phone with a camera on it before? But anyway, yeah, this here, that actually used to be a grate. I remember because we used to walk on it, spit in it because we're kids. Um, and then over here, this is all the same. I think that garage door is probably there. There's probably a wood more like that one there at the time. I hope it's in frame. But aside from that, really not that interesting of a video. It was just I was riding through. And then sometimes we can go home, we can go that way, or we can go that way and go around. But this year was a little bit different. All the stone stuff was still here. All that. That was there. So we used to climb over it all the time. Like all this. That's all essentially the same. These buildings were all here, except over there, there's a patch of trees, but it used to be bigger. Now, funny little story. When I was a kid, there was a, I don't know, I won't say a serial killer, but a guy who was killing, I think he was killing children somewhere. I guess you would say he was a serial killer. I'm not sure where it was. It wasn't in Toronto, but we were over there playing somewhere, and he was in one of the windows. Not him, but a guy that looked just like him. And we're like, "It's the killer! It's the killer!" And we all ran away screaming. It was kind of funny. It was in one of these apartments here, those basement apartments. Oops, sorry, my hand's in the way. So it's hard for me to see this. The sun's bright on the screen, so, and half the time I have to face it away from me. So I'm hoping I'm getting things in shot that I want in shot. Besides my belly, that I can leave out of the shot. But I used to go through here. Now here's a funny thing. This thing here, I'm gonna put my bike down. These stairs and everything were here. But up there used to be a graded wall where that fence is right to about the top of the roof there. And then above it had like a green kind of fiberglass top canopy kind of thing that went all the way down to the end. And then there was, I guess there would have been like a wall or something here. I can't remember exactly what it was, where this little wall is here. But one time when I was a kid, I thought it'd be a funny idea or fun to climb up it. And I got to the top and I grabbed a piece of wood, and it was rotted, I guess. It broke off, and I fell all the way from the top, way up there. So from somewhere, high enough that it was a roof. Maybe it was as high as this thing here, right there. But anyway, I fell from there all the way down to the concrete, or to the road. And I smashed my hand on the ground, and I ran home crying. But I didn't tell my parents what I did because I was scared I was going to get in trouble, which, knowing my mom, would have been like feeling kind of bad. My dad would have called me stupid, like, as most Gen X kids were back in the day. They'd be like, "Well, you're not going to do that again, are you?" And my mom would be like, "Okay, that was dumb. Are you okay?" This was here. But even when I lived here when I was a kid, I don't recall it ever working as a fountain. And only one head was broken off. I don't know why people would want to intentionally break the heads off, because I can't see that happening by accident unless the weather did it somehow, which I suppose is possible. But I think some kids probably climbed on it, because I know we climbed on it when I was a kid, so I can't really say too much about that. But this was all the same, all the stonework. This was all here, no stairs. And that little cherub looking thing over there, statue. Hold on. Like I said, I hope I'm in frame. But hope it's in frame. But yeah, this was all here too. This is all exactly as it was back then. And they're talking like, over 40 years ago, 45 years ago. So it's pretty impressive that it stayed the same. It's been weathered and stuff, you can see, but aside from that, and this little guy was still here. And as far as I know, there's a swimming pool in there, or at least there was back then. And I'd been swimming in it a couple times, because I guess we must have known someone that lived here, or my parents might have known someone. But aside from that, I don't know. But probably ridiculously priced now. But yeah, that's all the same. The stairs were there. This little step. The only thing different here, really, is that along here, I guess maybe probably here where the parking lot is, there used to be a fence, like a little cat about waist high, adult waist high fence that ran along there. And that chair was here too. No, I'm kidding, but yeah, everything else looks pretty much the same, so it's kind of cool. But and that there, oops, and that there leads back to that little wall I said I fell off of. So we can just do a quick walk down there real fast. But yeah, this used to all be covered on this. So walk through here. But yeah, it's pretty much all the same as far as I can remember. I mean, I'm sure it's newer, different windows, but I'm not gonna stand right here. It's weird. But yeah, just a little visit to my eternal past. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, that'd be kind of cool. I know it wasn't a super exciting video. This is probably more my family would find interesting. But anyway, thanks for watching, and until the next one, bye.